What you remember about Sicily?
I remember when the well used to be full of water.
Come and see for yourself. Come behold what we sell. What the country and tell. Such a beautiful day. For a culture that's rich. You let all your friendship. Come and see for yourself. Come behold what we sell. What the country and tell.
A pleasant good afternoon to all your viewers viewing this program. Bessie, good day to you as well.
Good day, I talk loud.
It is where we discuss growing up in Carriacou, the small island, 13 square mile island of Carriacou. Home, sweet home. And of course, we did a video from here in New York. And we've been saying to persons, if you're over here and you want to discuss growing up in Carriacou, we know that there are many people who currently live here, but grew up in Carriacou. You can contact us. And today, we are here with someone whom we wanted to do a long, long time ago. The well-known Mrs. Louisa Primus. Whenever we do a live, you would see she comment. Louisa is viewing from Shirley.
Now we in Shirley.
Exactly. Now we are in Shirley, and we're gonna hear her side of the story as she grew up in Carriacou. She was born in Carriacou, grew up in Carriacou, and then she traveled over to the US. So good day to you, Miss Louis.
Good day, Miss Mills.
It's the professionalism. When we home, we say mommy and daughter, but no, good Miss. Let's try that again. Good day, mommy.
Good day, Miss Mills.
I like that. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Finally, you agreed, right?
Yes.
Lovely. Finally. So, for persons who do not know you, tell us about yourself, your name. Well, I said Louisa Primus, but in school, did people know you as Louisa Primus?
No. Growing up in school, I myself didn't know my name was Louisa. Growing up in school, my name was Louise. Now, when I was 16, coming to United States after sign papers, that's when I found out my name as an A to it is Louisa, not Louise. So a lot of people, if you mention Louisa to them, they don't know who that is because they know me as Louise.
That's true, because when I speak to some people, they say, oh, Miss Louise, but I know you as Louisa. So I'm wondering if they're referring to the same person.
Right.
Exactly. So tell us, I know you have a story long ago, when many people born long ago in the hospital, the birth paper, the document signed the name or had the name in it. So tell us about your story when you was born.
Well, on my birth certificate doesn't have my name on it.
Oh, really?
No. So what they did, they had my mother's name, my father's name, and they put female, baby girl, on the birth certificate. And
well, we work with it to show them, eh? So we're going to show them, Bessie. Right. So
Let me see that.
So I think over there is no name.
no name.
No name.
So your mommy name and your daddy name was?
My mom name is Ayota Dick Andrew.
Ayota Dick Andrew. So that's on the birth certificate.
Yes, and my dad name is Matthias Andrew.
So Matthias Andrew.
Yes.
So how did, when you traveled, how did they know it was you that they were referring to?
Because I had to use my baptism paper from the priest, from the church, together with my birth certificate. So that's where my name comes in.
So the baptism certificate, your name was Louisa.
Louisa.
So 3 months after. But then if your name was Louisa on the baptism certificate, how did you make that mistake going to school?
That I really don't know how they did that, because all my teachers knows me as Louise. Even at home, they never call me, my parents never call me Louisa. They always call me Louise.
Oh, cool. Very much. And for some people who do not know who you are, tell us some of your siblings' names.
George, Martin, Paul, Lydia, Ruthlin, Patrick, and David.
And you have some beautiful daughters.
I have 4 daughters, Lakeisha, Primus Prince, and Shiamika, Primus, Rahima, Primus Barrows, and Ayoka Primus Johnson.
And who was the man that gave you all these beautiful daughters?
Well, the man behind all this is Lixon, no other but Lixon Primus.
Oh, drum roll! The famous. Oh, he was a drummer. Eh?
He was also a drummer for Matsi and the WI.
Maxi and the WI. So that's a band.
That's a band.
In New York?
Yes, in New York. Yeah.
Ah, cool. All right. So you grew up in Carriacou. I think many people know Mr. Nick Andrew. That was your dad.
Yes. Nick Andrew is my dad. But his name, everyone know him as Nick Andrew, but actually his name is Matthias Andrew.
Oh, so his real name is Matthias.
His real name is Matthias Andrew.
And I know growing up in Carriacou, everyone had a story that back then they worked the plantation, the toil, the soil. Did that happen in your home as well?
Yes, my dad did a lot of, he had a lot of fields where he has the cotton. He also had limes, which he planted it from scratch by himself. Every year he will plant limes.
Really?
And also peas, corn, and peanuts. And groundnut. Well, that's what we call it, groundnut. Yeah.
So that was for home use or he exported?
He exported it out and he gave a lot to the village, the people in the village, because he had his own bus. And he will drive around and just drop it to different homes.
So Nick Andrew and Big Andrew, is that the same person?
No, they're brothers.
Okay. Because so which one of them had the big bus?
Both of them had the bus. Nick Andrew was the first one to bring the bus into Carriacou.
Nick, so that's your dad?
That's my dad. And then Big Andrew came in with the bus, but they both was working together.
Okay, same route?
No. My dad, Nick Andrew, he would do, and that's the bus right there. Souvenir from the bus, one of the buses. And he will drive from Tong. For those who know Carriacou real good, he'll take from Tong and go around Belvedere, come back Mount Pleasant, come back up to Top Hill, go up to Mount Royal, and go back down to Tong.
So that was who, Nick?
Yes, that was Nick. And now Big Andrew would do the other side, which is Belmont, Abbeville, Leicester, all those places. And come back to Hillsborough.
I know some time ago you shared with me that parents used to cook at home and give them the food to drop.
Yes.
Something like that.
Now this, he will take the kids, drop the kids off to school, and 11 o'clock, he will make that 11 o'clock trip and pick up all of their lunches. And the parents would bring the lunches to the bus, and he will take it down to the town. And all the school kids and the teachers, whoever is getting lunch, will just come and pick up their lunch from there.
Oh, delivery. So, but how much they used to pay for that?
That I really don't know, but I remember it was 50 cents for the ride, right around the ride he was doing. It was 50 cents.
50 cents.
Yes.
And the teachers, what were their dress code back then?
The teachers has uniform as well as the kids has uniform. And Mount Pleasant School, the teachers had the green skirt and the white blouses. And the kids was uniform with the blue and white, the boys with khakis. And that was the uniform because you could tell anytime you meet a teacher, she's in uniform.
Okay.
We need to bring that back.
Right? No more tightness and shortness.
Right.
Pleated skirts, white shirts.
Yes.
And the headmaster with a tie.
Yes. He always has his white shirt and his tie.
You mentioned that you all used to do a lot of farming. So where were you all garden?
We had garden in what they call Plantation.
Planting off where?
That's in Grand Bay area.
Okay.
And we have in Mondo area, we have gardens also in the Mondo area. That is Mapu. And then you going around the island, going through in the Sabazan area. We had land there. And then you go a little bit farther, we had land in Carmoon.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So no wonder that y'all did all this farming.
Yes.
I remember one time we were driving from Montreal down into Cameroon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw your land.
Yeah.
Lots of land.
Lots of land down there.
And then the family cemetery is
In Fiquet.
Fiquet.
It's a part of Top Hill.
So you're used to live in Top Hill.
We live in Top Hill.
I thought it was Mount Royal.
No, Top Hill.
Okay.
My mom was from Mount Royal.
Okay.
And my dad's from Top Hill.
Okay. So y'all lived in Top Hill.
Yes.
And I know growing up long ago, many of the kids, they look forward to Christmas. It was one of the favorite time of the year. Was that the same for you?
Yes, it was. What I remember about Christmas is the serenading around, going door to door, and wearing my red pelly pushers.
Petty push.
And always...
Wait, for you who do not know what is a petty pusher, you know that pants that meet you under your knee? That is what is referred to as a petty pusher.
Yes.
Nowadays, people have a different name for it. But I remember back then, the sisters and them always used to say, where the petty pusher there?
Yeah,
I
so...
know that pedal pusher.
Pedal pusher.
Pedal pusher.
Yeah.
So you
that
always...
It was a fun time.
So you had one petty pusher.
Yes. And I'm in the band with them, with my uncles and cousins and everyone. And every time keep dancing, the pedal pusher was too big, so they have to keep pinning it up. So I remember doing that in Carriacou.
So you went around and started.
Yes.
You used to get a small change, or you used to get...
We used to get
food.
change, we used to get food, we used to get drinks. You get different things to different places you go. Yeah.
So you all had a band playing music?
Yes, they used to play music. They're singing. And also we had where the bands, or different bands would come to your home.
Right.
But we had our own band.
Family band?
Yes.
Andrew's band?
Andrews.
Nice. Yeah. Listen, were you in Carriacou, or were you born here during Hurricane Janet?
I think it was like 2 years old.
Oh, so you don't remember anything?
Don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
But the only thing I remember is like there was a lot of houses that blown off, and you would just see the steps left at the houses.
Because when you drive through different areas, we'll see that foundation.
The foundation is there. Yeah.
And were you in Carriacou? Well, I thought you was in Carriacou when Parang started.
No, Parang for us would have been what we was doing Christmas Day. And Boxing Day, going around.
With your pedal pusher.
Yes. That's what Parang was.
I guess that's why you love it so much. And we want to say a special thank you, Basin. A special thank you to Mrs. Louisa and her family. I remember very clearly how we became friends. In 2018, while we were going around with the band Culture Train, the Parang Train. No, it wasn't Parang Train. It was Guava Boys serenading. Boxing Day serenading. The Guava Boys. So I joined the band. We went into Mount Royal. That was in 2018. And then, you know me, I like doing my live. So I was doing a live from door to door. And then I remember we went to Uncle Tom's house. So while we got at Uncle Tom's house, I remember someone on the live, they commented to say, go inside, let me see the lady on the bed. I was like, how can I just go inside? So the person also said, that's my auntie. So I asked Uncle Tom, and he was like, yes, come in. And I shared with him the name of the person. He said, oh, Louise, that is her auntie. Come. He said, Auntie Evelyn, Louisa on the phone, and she wants to see you. And then I went and I showed the live, and after that, it was history. I mean, following that, well, we had the parent train. We started the parent train that same year. And I remember she messaged me after that and she said, I realized that you all only wore one color t-shirt. One t-shirt you all had? And I was like, yes. And then since then, it built a relationship. Whatever the parent train, the culture train is doing, Miss Louisa and her family always contribute where maybe the t-shirts, the toys, food stuff, grocery, strings,
Instruments, you name
everything. And we want to say a special thank you. And of course, when we're doing our parent train, we say the godmother of the band, because all that she's this is the lady. This is what
This is the godmother.
even entering the island, I'm gonna
Not the island.
the the country. I'm gonna sell you out now. Entering the country. While Neil was in immigration, they asked him, where are you going to stay? He said, by our godmother. He was like, so the immigration officer, he was like, whose godmother? He said, my godmother. I was like, okay. So that name remains, the godmother, wherever we go.
Yeah.
So again, thank you. And not only for parent train and all that, your family always give to Carriacou. Mr. Andrew, George Andrew, everyone knows him.
And Lydia.
The owner of Hotel Lorena, Lydia, everyone have been giving back to the island, and from the bottom of our hearts, we want to say a special thank you to you and your family, and continue the great job that you
I
are
will
doing.
continue.
You can stop. You can give. I guess it's something natural, because a while ago I heard you mention that your father used to give.
Yes.
So
we grew up in that.
exactly.
He will go, he never just eat all the products for himself. He shared a lot.
So I guess
So
because of
that's
that.
that's something we grew up doing. I
Nice.
did do a lot of donation for the hospital, especially when Matron James was the matron in the hospital. And then after that, after she passed, I pretty much kind of didn't know of anyone in the hospital to reach out to. But now I reach out to someone else in the hospital, and I've been doing a lot of diabetic testing strips.
Okay.
Every time I would send the strips and the lancets to the hospital. So that's what I do with the hospital right now.
I think
And my sister Lydia has done a lot, and Ruthlin Andrew has done a lot to the hospital also.
yes, I was just about to say, I remember COVID time, I think you were sent stuff.
Yes, we did a lot, sent a lot of supplies down to the Carriacou Hospital. Lydia, Ruthlin, and myself.
Great. Thank you so much again for all that you have been doing, you and your family, your siblings have been doing, have been giving. Thank you so much.
welcome.
Another thing, so at the age of 16, you came over to New York. How was it for you then? I mean, a young child living the island life and coming over to the big city.
Well, when I first come to New York, one of the things that wanted me to go back home, I never did like New York. And one of it was even the people that live in the same building with you, you say good morning to them and they would not answer you. And it was very hard for me to
Adapt to
that because I'm used to saying good morning, good afternoon to everyone in Carriacou. And that was very strange.
Right.
And I remember living on St. John's Place, and there was a dentist or some doctor was across from the street where we live. And that was my first week of staying in New York. And I seen everybody just moving and people just running. Someone's picked somebody's pocketbook and just running with the bag. And I said to my aunt, I says, this is not the place for me. I want to go back to Carriacou. And she had to hide my passport because I did not want to stay in New York. It was very hard to see that happening.
Right, because as we know in Carriacou, everybody know Carriacou.
Everybody know each other.
Say hi to each other and look out for each other.
Right.
It's pretty safe. You don't hear much quarreling and all that. So
And the street was full of people and no one would help.
right, everybody minding their own
everybody
business.
just, stay away and this young man is just running with the pocketbook. It was very hard for me. It was a hard pill to swallow. Yeah.
And what about the difference in the weather conditions coming from Carriacou, where you only know one time of the year, well, 2 seasons, the rainy season and dry season, and then coming over here, adapting to the winter.
Well, I never liked the winter, but I'm in it for so many years, over 50 years now. But I still don't want to say I get used to it, because winter months, I would love to be in Carriacou.
I know during the winter you always say you're not going outside.
Right.
You stay.
I stayed inside. Yeah.
Right. So you started living in Brooklyn?
Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn. Yeah. Go to school in Brooklyn, in Manhattan. And then I got married, to Louisa Primus. And then we moved to Connecticut. And 2 of my kids were born in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And the other 2 was born in Connecticut.
Okay.
Yes. And then we moved to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. Well, I guess at that time the band was History for Mr. Lixon.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you went to North Carolina.
Yes.
And then from there you're back to...
We're back because, when you look around at my age now, you say, well, you want to be close to family.
Of course.
So that's the reason why I moved back to New York.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love Charlotte. I would call Charlotte my home any day because of the weather and everything. Yeah.
Right. And then any plans of probably moving from here over to Carriacou?
Well, my plans for Carriacou is I make sure I'm down there every year.
Okay.
And spend as much time here with the grandkids, my kids and grandkids.
Okay.
That's my dream. And take the grandkids. They all know Carriacou because they're down there every year.
Lovely, lovely. Because I know both you and Mr. Lixon have the house at home, and you all always come over to visit.
Yes.
And you show your kids where Carriacou is.
Oh, yes.
So that is something that most parents over here do not do. They come, they live here. Some of them do not go back at home, much less to bring the kids at home. So you show them the roots.
Right.
And because I remember when Bella came, Ayoka was saying, oh, look, she's walking the same street that she walked when she was a baby.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
And they all love it. They all love Carriacou.
They all do. Yeah.
Because they grew up in Carriacou. Every summer, we were sending them down to Carriacou.
Nice. Yes. Nice. So. Lovely. Congratulations to you and your family for keeping Carriacou in your heart and for all that you all have been doing for Carriacou. I mean, I think this is where we come to the end of the interview for you. But any final thing you want to say?
I think we did plenty.
The thing about it, she's a bit shy. we literally had to beg her to get this done since last year when we came. We've been begging all over in Carriacou. We've been saying, when you come back, you have to do it because you're so knowledgeable about Carriacou and people want to see your face. So we're so happy that at least she braced the nerves and she got it done.
Got it done. I was good to go.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great job. And thank you to everyone who viewed this. And remember, we're here until mid-September. So get in contact with us, get in contact with Basie or myself. You can message the Explore page if you know of anyone over here who would want to share the story about growing up in Carriacou. Tell us what you used to do. Tell us about your heritage. Tell us about your roots. Tell us about the cornfields and the cane fields and the cotton fields and all the fields that you worked, the stone that people used to break back then and everything that you used to do. There are so many people out there who want to hear that story. They want to connect to the roots. There are families who've been messaging us saying, my family is so-and-so name, or do you know so-and-so person? We don't know them, but that's what we are trying to do, connect the dots. So thank you very much again. Until next time, this is where we say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.